Hello folks, tonight I want to share with you a recipe that I found when I was shopping in the grocery store. This is from Wegmans. In their Nature's Market area, they have a free magazine that they put out every month, and I love to find the recipes in there. And this one is about gnocchi, a comfort food. I really found a great recipe in here with asparagus, and I wanted to make it for you, show you how to put it together. It comes from a cookbook that's coming out soon, and it's called Family New Vegetarian Comfort Food to Nourish Every Day, and it's written by Hetty McKinnon. So thanks for that great recipe, Hetty. We're going to give it a try. First thing I'm doing here is boiling a pot of water, and I'm going to add the gnocchi to the pot. But here are the rest of the ingredients I'll show you while the water's becoming hot. First, we're going to use a package of gnocchi. This comes from the store shelves. It's not refrigerated, it's sealed, and it's actually a vegan product. Looks good. We're going to use a bunch of ocean mist asparagus. This is nice tender looking asparagus, and we're going to be cutting that up into small pieces. This is an excellent source of folate, and it helps boost your immune system. We're going to use some juice from a lemon, a couple chopped up chives. We're going to use some shelled edamame beans, and we're going to use some shaved parmesan. I bought some already shaved for this recipe. It's really nice looking large chunks of shaved Parmesan cheese. And a little bit of olive oil to get some of that going. Okay, in the meantime, while we're waiting, I'm going to open the gnocchi, and I'm also going to wash and cut the asparagus into about 2-inch pieces. And I'll get the lemon ready to squeeze some nice lemon juice on this recipe also. So I'll be right back after I get all that ready. On the asparagus, if you have any pieces that have very large woody ends on them, you can take them off and don't use them in this recipe. You can use them for some stock, vegetable stock, if you're making something like that. That's what I usually do with pieces that are not perfect for my recipes but still have a lot of nutritional value. So I'm going to get rid of a couple of the fat ends here and put them in my soup stock jar here. I'll be making that at another time. Then I just take a quick slice through these. Sometimes I like to cut a little bit at an angle because it looks a little bit fancy. Something like this. When you get down to the tips, you don't need to get them too small because they're very tender anyway. Something like that. That's what we're going to throw into the mixture when we're ready. Boy, that was easy. Alright, the water's ready to go here. Now the package directions and the recipe say that as the water comes to a boil, you should separate the gnocchi gently and add it to the boiling water. And you can see these are really nicely packaged, a little bit pressed together, but that's where we're going to separate them. And you really only boil this for about 3 minutes until the gnocchi floats to the top of the pot. When that happens, we're going to take it out and we're going to start the next step of the process here. Alright, here we go. I'm going to drop them in and separate them if there's any that are stuck together. Alright. I'm going to use the spoon to stir them around while they're returning to a boil. And we'll watch for them to start to float to the top. Okay, you can see the gnocchi has risen to the top of the boiling water. And they're all separated nicely. And it only took a few minutes. And they became nice and soft. And I'm going to scoop them off the top with a slotted spoon and put them in a bowl on the side. I'm leaving the burner turned on because we're going to act quickly here on this recipe. We want to make it in a short amount of time. The next step is to saute the asparagus. Again, that will only take a few minutes. We're going to take advantage of the hot pan and the hot burner. As soon as I get these out. Alright. Okay, I dumped out the boiling water. The pan's still hot, so I'm going to put in a drizzle of olive oil. And it's already turning wavy because everything's good and hot and the burner's still on. So we're going to start adding the asparagus. Alright, beautiful. Okay, what we want to happen here, we want this to get a nice char on it, but we want it to remain crisp. So again, this is only going to be about a 2 or 3 minute process here. You can see the color start to change in the asparagus. It looks beautiful. I love this. Now, if you like to add salt here. It's okay if you want to, but I try to reduce the amount of sodium here in the household, so I'm not going to add any salt. I think the flavors come through just fine. Now you can see a point here, you can see the char starting to develop. That's what I was looking for. A little brownness on the pieces, and it's happening nicely. When you feel that the asparagus is done, like you'd like to eat it, then we're going to take it out and put it in a bowl to set aside. Alright, that's exactly what I like right there. That amount of color, that amount of crispiness. We're going to scoop this out and put it into a bowl on the side. Again, we're leaving the pan nice and hot. And we're going to start with the edamame. Now I have a bag of shelled edamame. I'm going to pour that into the pan. And these are frozen. And it won't take long to thaw them out because the pan's already hot. In this case here, I'm going to add a splash of water. Just a splash of water, I don't know, 1/4 cup or something like that. And this will help to glaze the pan and bring all those flavors together. Alright. Again, we want these to be tender. There's a little water in here. It's going to take a little bit longer to sizzle them. But let's just slowly cook them. It's only going to take about 3 or 4 minutes. As the water starts to cook out, we're going to take the edamame out and put it in with the asparagus on the side in the bowl that I have on the side of the stove here. We want these to be biteable but still firm. And I think this asparagus just looks beautiful. Yummy. Take one out of here and see how biteable it is. Perfect. Alright, let's get these out. I'm going to pour these in with the asparagus bowl here. And in the frying pan, we're going to add a little bit more oil again. Again, everything is staying nice and hot here. I'm going to return the gnocchi. And we're going to cook this just until it's nice and brown. We we have the nice crispiness of an edge. That's exactly what we're looking for. Nice golden brown gnocchi, and we're ready to add this to the rest of the dish. I'm going to turn the heat off, and I'm going to transfer them into the bowl where I have the edamame and the asparagus. Okay, now at this point I will add a little bit of salt and pepper. And I'm also going to add the lemon juice squeezed and a healthy amount of chives. These are moist and fresh. They're already chopped for me in this container, which I love, and it's all ready to go. Alright, let's toss this around. We're going to pour this out onto a serving tray. So I really just want to get the lemon juice tossed first and add a little bit more salt. Right. I'm going to use this nice big serving tray here. Toss it out so it can be mixed a little bit better. Look at that. Now there's one thing that we didn't add, and that's the Parmesan cheese. Before I add the Parmesan cheese, I just want to say this, right like this, is a nice vegan meal with lots of protein and fiber and vitamins and minerals. So I want to invite the vegans to try that at that point, and you can add some soy cheese if you'd like. But for the vegetarian meal, I'm just going to add this Belgioso freshly shaved Parmesan. Look at those nice shaved pieces. I'm going to toss that around. While it's still hot, it'll start to melt a little bit, but it's a rather hard cheese, so it would be nice to serve it with the nice big shaved pieces. That's one reason I went with the larger pieces, and I'm sure the person who wrote this recipe did too. Oh my goodness! Look at that! Couldn't think of anything more delicious right now. I hope you like this recipe. I'm going to give it a try. I want to try that gnocchi that's already browned, and asparagus and edamame. I want all the flavors on one fork. Let's see how that tastes. Yummy. Oh my gosh, that's a great combination. Wow, that is a delicious and nutritious plate. I hope you get a chance to try this recipe. Thank you for watching my video.